You and Herman visited Absa yesterday. How did that go?
Yeah, that was a very interesting experience. So I'll tell the whole story. So the first thing is that we've been trying to arrange a meeting with Absa because they didn't respond to our letter.
Or our phone calls.
Or our phone calls. You actually did. Yes. I mean, you. Why don't you just tell us the extent to
which
you tried to contact
when I attempted to call them several times, I attempted to get through to someone in customer service, and I was just sent round and round and round, and eventually I got through to someone who promised that they would call us back, and then of course they never did.
Yeah, they love that, don't they?
But when they saw the IRR's media statement saying that we were going to be arriving at their offices to deliver the open letter, because of course they didn't respond to our electronic version, they were very quick to respond.
Geez, yeah, I mean, that changed everything, didn't it? We should do that in future. We should just send out a press release that they're coming over. It's like when you go over to your neighbor's house without calling them before.
Yeah, it's like calling that you're going to your neighbor's house through a megaphone.
Yeah, and telling all the journalists. So basically, we arrived outside the Absa headquarters in the Joburg CBD, and we parked there, and outside the building, there were probably about 12 security guards. And like they came up to us and they said, "What you guys doing here?" Blah blah blah. Herman was there, and then he goes up to Herman. He's like, "Are you Mr. Pretorius?" And they had been like waiting for our arrival. Now we later found out why this is, and that being a big bank, Absa unfortunately sometimes has mobs of people in red overalls throwing rocks at their building. So you can understand why they were a little bit timid, but they found out it was just myself, Herman, Big Daddy Liberty, and Alex was filming. And it was actually incredibly cordial. They were extremely nice to us, and we met the head of communications, and we went into one of those little meeting rooms, and we expressed our concerns with him, and we gave him the letter, and he basically explained their point of view, and they will give us an official response in writing, which we'll publish. So I won't say too much, but what I will say is that one of the things he said to us is, we basically share the same concerns as you, and he went to go and talk about how much Absa has in assets. And when I'm saying assets, I'm talking about people that owe money to them. In accounting, I think that's viewed as an asset, and the liability is the opposite. But of course, if that money can't be paid back, even if you still are obligated to pay it back, then that asset doesn't really becomes
worth nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an asset worth nothing. I mean, I don't know if you could I don't know what it would be a liability. We see how bizarre this is. You don't have property rights. The whole thing goes out the window.
Yeah, look, I think that something to bear in mind here is that on the memo accompanying the draft constitutional amendment, there's a remark about financial implications to the state, and they say none.
Really?
None. Well, no implications to the state. There's been no kind of socio-economic impact
assessment
done, and there was also a question posed in Parliament last year, are you talking to the banks about this? And the answer was no. And these are nice, direct, binary answers.
That was asked by, I think, a DA MP.
Yeah, Mike Waters.
I know precisely the one you're talking about.
So, look, I get the strong sense that that there's a great deal of thought that has not gone into this.
It feels a lot like a sort of mugger who's just sort of bashing you over the head with a stick.
But the problem is ideologically they've lurched down this highway to hell, and I think it becomes very difficult, to turn around. Unfortunately, I think that large business in South Africa, particularly those that have the ability to shield themselves by looking for opportunities elsewhere, will do that before they will stand up and protect their clients.
I think Anglo Gold has just exited the market.
Yeah. Well, one of the more interesting things I saw an advertorial in one of the newspapers, if I recall correctly, by one of the large property developers about citizenship by investment overseas. Interesting.
Yes, no, there's a lot of that going on right now. So obviously we're going to have to watch this, and please do support the IRR's fight against land expropriation. You can SMS your name to 32823 and sign up to become a friend of the Institute to help us make your voice heard.